Man of letters.
Letterman.
Man of
David
War.
Letterman.
Pretty good horse from what I remember.
Letterman?
No, Man of War, but I don't remember actually.
That was the... So now we're in...
Who was the last Triple Crown winner before Secretariat started this whole recent onslaught?
Before Secretariat, I thought it was Man of War.
That's what I thought.
Secretariat was the middle 70s.
Secretariat now has prodigy, several generations removed, obviously.
Yes,
everywhere.
one would think.
You can't swing a saddle in a barn without hitting a Secretariat kid or offspring or
some of that stuff.
Descendant.
There we go.
Every time I watch that movie, by the way, even though I know how all three races end,
yep,
and even though I know that the Belmont is actually a payoff on a movie of payoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sport. When Disney did that sports movie, I thought, well, this isn't fair. There's nothing here. We all know how this is. Hard times at the farm.
Yep. Yep.
Mom dies. Daughter comes and helps. Dad dies. Horse she got by accident. Well, not by accident. But horse she couldn't choose but wanted to.
Yeah.
Becomes Big Red.
Ah.
And everything she thought about that could have happened with this horse because mom was this and dad was this, and if they mix right, and it did. And the only race he ever ran up until his 2-year-old and 3-year-old races up until the Triple Crown, the only race he ever ran from the front was the Belmont. And honest to God, I think without a car, no one's going to get close to that. Anyway, sorry, I don't know where that came from. Oh, Man of War.
Ah, yeah, we were talking about being in the mail of bag or bag of mail.
And is manufacturing really sexist, according to the one Congress idiot on Capitol Hill?
The word manufacturing.
Yes. Doesn't it kind of turn off the girls because it's, manufacturing? And I felt
isn't it kind of make life hard to be that stupid?
I would think. I felt bad for the witness. I forget who it was. Someone in the Trump administration. And he's sitting there and it's like,
blink, blink.
Well, of all the things you could see in his head, of all the things I thought I would hear today, this wasn't remotely near being close to almost around the block to any of them.
Speaking of
maybe if I wait, she'll die of brain death because God knows it's rotting already. So anyway,
phone caller. I want to talk to an American. Me. I am an American. And this call center is located inside the United States. Caller. BS. You have an accent. Me. I wasn't born in the United States, but I am now a citizen and I've been here for over 10 years. Where were you born? Egypt. That still exists?
That is a fair question. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not quite the powerhouse it was in the old days.
What with all the building things that they
the
did.
pharaohs and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not that big. It's not huge anymore. And besides, most everyone is thinking about but they had that moment when they, murdered Anwar Sadat on film.
Yeah. Boy, that was a weird day.
That was weird as all get out. So anyway, this is Cheery. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead and do your story because I got one more after
this
that.
This is just the dumbest. King Features. If you still read a newspaper, and I still like reading newspapers.
Is this
much like I like physical books? Yes, it's the King Features that would distribute whatever
cartoons,
syndicated columns, that sort of thing.
Okay. Now I know who we're talking about.
So I'm just going to read it. Content distributor King Features says it has fired a writer who used artificial intelligence to produce a story on summer reading suggestions that contained books that didn't exist. Go ahead, let that sink in for about a minute. The list appeared in Heat Index, Your Guide to the Best of Summer. It's a special section they do in the Sunday Chicago Sun-Times. Oh, wait, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. Newspapers that want to be but are not, the Times, the Post. And I'm sort of grateful for that because the Times, the Post are a wasteland.
Yeah, they are.
More than half the books listed were fake, according to the piece's author, Marco Buscaglia, who did admit to using AI for help in his research, but did not, what?
Check.
Double check what it produced. A stupid error on my part, yes, but one that's done oh so commonly.
And journalism keeps like breaking its arm, patting itself on the back.
How refreshing it is, though, that at least one journalist admits that, yeah, I oopsed.
Yeah, I messed it up.
As opposed to just doubling down and ending up with nothing but lies to back you up.
Yeah, who was the one from 60 Minutes who, it was fairly early in the internet upsurge when somebody said that the Vatican was buying, oh, what the heck? I can't remember. She's going, the Vatican's allowed to buy commercial ventures? You're going, no, they didn't buy it, lady.
I suspect they could.
Likely.
Don't know why they would.
Oh, it was very funny.
You don't want that Catholic slant on things.
We've talked about my mom and church.
We have the nice little Polish lady.
She used to.
I liked your mom.
Yes. Well, you don't anymore?
No, but I will again.
Oh, there we go. I'm suspending it now.
Soon, I think.
Well, depending on who hears this, because frankly, I'm going, yeah, maybe Sue or Lisa.
We knew that, yeah.
Umbersure with it or something.
We've made plans.
Okay.
We have a little compound set aside. We got a space for Anne.
Oh, nice. That's
the boys,
excellent.
2 sisters.
And
that's all. Just and the boys and your sisters.
Chris has a nice place to sleep now, so everything's good.
Yeah.
So this is another one of those bulletins that.
Wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah, what? I had to hang on for that?
It was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was.
Don't.
Remembrance Sunday. We will remember those killed and injured in conflicts during our morning service.
MOR or MOUR?
I just love the idea. Nope. That's 1 John. That's 2 John. No, that's Peter. Oh, shut up. And then the big fight.
They're kind of like girls fighting. Or scientists.
That's just totally and utterly entertaining for me.
The fighting or the morning?
The fighting. Well, the whole thing. This particular whole thing. I just get a kick out of screwy church bulletins.
There are, between certain bulletins, signs, business signs even, it's don't you read them before you put them up or even after?
It has been my position for 25, 30 years now. Every business that does any kind of communication with its customers or the public, because there's B2B, right?
It's kind of pretty much how you have to.
Needs to hire a smartass.
Yes.
To look at the crap they're putting out.
If you hear them laughing, you know something's wrong.
Yep.
If you hear a what the and the door slams, something got out.
Yeah, this is a problem. And they're constantly, life is riddled with these things. So, on to the comments. Excuse me. My coffee is chasing me.
We have for years.
Okay.
Excused you.
Tony, say hello to PteratacdylusmusRex.
Is it Paradactylus or Pteratacdylus?
PteratacdylusmusRex.
Is that Finn?
I don't know.
He has quite the knowledge of dinosaurs and sharks.
Oh.
For a soon-to-be 5-year-old.
Well, does he have a YouTube account all to himself? I think this is an actual adult.
I don't know. He's almost 5. For all I know, he has a company all to himself.
Anyway, hi, PteratacdylusmusRex.
Welcome.
I must say,
welcome to our dinosaur overlords.
He did it exactly the way we'd do it. So I'm beginning to think this guy's, part of our.
So you did it?
No, I had nothing to do with this. It was.
Well, we're the only two that would do it exactly the way I would do it, and I can't spell Pteratacdylus.
Mus. PteratacdylusmusRex.
Anyway, he wrote
That story about the Minneapolis restaurateur repeatedly robbed by the same felon.
Yeah.
And this is where he loses me. How can I fact check that? PteratacdylusmusRex. Can I call you Taro?
But even Google would do.
Yeah, it was. I'll give you a helping hand. Once
It wasn't a secret.
No, once you get to the electric Google machine,
Is that the gnome?
you look. Yeah, it's the gnome.
Because they're closing.
Right. You look it up in the Star Trombone.
Yeah.
Star Tribune. Star and Signal.
Oh, don't look anything up in the Star Tribune.
But that's where I got the story.
Yeah, but you can find them elsewhere.
Can you?
Yeah, probably written better.
Well, so yeah, we're not.
All right, maybe not if it's Channel 5, but other than that,
we're not so much into fact checking on this show. If you catch my drift, I mean,
but that one's easy.
Yeah, that one's pretty simple, and the lies we tell are there for humorous endeavors.
We hope. I believe Satir is what we're dealing.
Yeah, no. He says the happy gnome.
That's higher. That's it.
Satria. The happy gnome seems a going concern. Yes, absolutely.
It was.
And it's not good when the same felon robs it 3 times. Now,
what does that tell you, by the way? If the same felon robs the same place 3 times,
maybe he doesn't know.
Someone's not doing their job.
Maybe he doesn't know any other place. Maybe
he picked
nearby.
A good one.
Yeah, apparently.
And I'm sure all of the Twin Cities now are going, that rat bastard.
Ian did correct me. He said he did go to jail for the first one. But a couple of weeks after getting out, he robbed him again. Then he got out on bail and robbed him again. So I got part of the story wrong.
So you got part of the story wrong. Well, there we go. Our credibility is now shot. We're right up there with the Times of New York. And
that's us. Yeah, our credibility. We
could work for CNN, but fewer people would see us.
I'd like to take this opportunity to point out we don't even try to have credibility.
I have some upstairs.
That's not an attempt. Well, I bought some once accidentally on Amazon because I needed $5 more to get free delivery.
That would be about the integrity you would purchase, yes.
Anyway, that was apropos of This Is True Really News, episode 960.
Yep.
You asked Patrick a question.
I did.
Apropos of This Is True Really News, episode 961, from Patrick Reed, our man in Liverpool.
Yeah. Vladdy.
Thank you. Tony, you asked him.
Wow. Hang on. What? He's worse than I am.
How is that even possible?
Screw you. He is worse than I am. Stupid rutabaga. What is it? No, not rutabaga. Asparagus. Sorry.
Asparagus, yes. Rutabaga. Good Lord. All right. You asked Patrick if the UK was as bad or worse than the US.
Yes.
Tony. The UK has fallen.
Oh, no.
Current government pushing the country.
Are we sending Gerard Butler over there to do the movie?
Current government pushing the country into an economic abyss. It is fast becoming a totalitarian state. He's not kidding. I've been watching.
They have. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of
Think of it. There was that moment in time when the sun never set on the British Empire.
And there were even some good things about it.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't think empire building was awful. It wasn't great.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So it's sort of like, well, about Hitler, I can see the good side and I can see the bad side.
No.
You're like Switzerland in World War II.
No. Although I do like their chocolate.
I prefer the Belgians.
No. They're not bad either.
He did make the trains run on time.
That's actually a line from someone, and that was just sad. But you got to remember, we also liked Stalin in the 20s, or no, we liked Lenin in the 20s. So
yeah, which was a problem.
Yeah, our coverage of things like that is not always the best.
No. So,
someone tried to tell me we were doing the same thing, colonizing. And I said, really? Okay, I know. How many colonies do we have out there?
Well,
What is the U.S. Commonwealth? I mean, other than, Puerto Rico.
yeah, I was going to say, some Puerto Ricans would say we'd colonize them, and some Native Americans say we colonized them.
Yes, and some Democratic politicians would say we were just bloodthirsty savages and took over their land.
Well, also you got to remember somebody showed up here and colonized this place before them. That is the history of humanity. It has always been such. Out of Africa, all over the world.
It's why they always tell you, once you become so civilized as to not fight, you'll lose whatever you have to someone who's still willing to fight.
Great. On that happy note, moving on.